Hi there. So I wanted to talk about my vegan journey, why I went vegan in the first place, and why I'm vegan again. So I first discovered veganism at the end of 2011. I used to read a lot of diet and fitness books, and I came across Skinny Bitch on the internet. So I read through it in like a day's time. It was so intriguing, and now I've seen it from this point of view before. So the next day I was like, right, I need to do this. I need to cut out all meat and dairy from my diet. So I did. And obviously I hadn't done a lot of research into it, so it was really hard for the first couple of months, really. Especially just where I was working, and my parents weren't really supportive of it. But I dragged on with it for about a year and a half to 2 years. And obviously, at the end of the time, I gave up being vegan, and there's a couple of reasons why. So I feel like I've heard a lot of people say when you go vegan for health reasons, it's harder to stick to it. So after like the initial health kick, if you will, faded away, it was just like, oh, like I can cheat on my diet, that kind of thing. So I slowly started like eating 1 or 2 bits of non-vegan food like a week. Then it was just like, why am I doing this? I'm just like lying to myself. So I went like full out omnivore, if you will. So like I still need to really read about the health benefits, and like read like the health benefits of being vegan, rather, as opposed to watching the documentaries and like the ethical side of it. So I never really watched anything like Cowspiracy or Fox with Knives, Earthlings. Just like close my eyes to like the slaughter and the murder. I was like, all right, I know what happens, but I'm not gonna watch these. So obviously, like, it's easier cheat to like to get to fall off the wagon, if you will. So I did watch a few vegan YouTubers, like Freely was the main one. I don't know, I just didn't feel like I could eat as much as she did. Coming from kind of like the whole like diet mindset, I was still really like restrictive, and like I mainly eat like vegan junk food, if you will, more of like the substitutes, like so fake cheese, the fake meats, and I wasn't getting enough calories, so I was hungry all the time, and I was just kind of like, nah, this isn't working for me. So I went back to a standard diet, and during this time, I remember just feeling like when I would see like a vegan YouTuber's subscription in my inbox, I would just kind of get really angry and annoyed, and I guess it was just me feeling like a hypocrite, because I knew what I was doing was, well, wrong, really. So I kind of like unsubscribed from all that for about 2 years. So earlier this year, I'd say about maybe May, June, I was just kind of like, like, it was always in the back of my mind in any case, but I just kind of felt like I need to get back into this. Like, I know it's the right thing to do, like, I don't want to be killing animals anymore. Like, I was just lazy to begin with. I've since like moved out of my parents' house, so I have no excuse to blame it on them, really. So I was like, it's up to me to take matters into my own hands if I really want to do this. Like, this is the best chance. But this time I didn't want to like jump head first into it. So I started by cutting out kind of like a meet a month, if you will. And it's worked pretty good so far. So I started about, I want to say 3 or 4 months ago. And if I'd, done it all the way, like slowly, it would have only been, I would have only been fully vegan in like March or something next year. But I attended Veg Fest about a week ago, and after that I was just kind of, like, oh, I can't be bothered, like, still, like, contributing to the murder and rape of, like, how is sea life not as equal as a cow or chicken's life, and can't get eating dairy. Like, I know it's wrong. Like, I've seen, like, this time round I've watched more like documentaries and speeches and stuff, so yeah, I've been, I want to say fully vegan for a week, but I'm still trying to like clean out my cupboards and my fridges, so I've had a few bits of dairy products which well, I can't afford really chucking out everything from my cupboard, so that's why. And more of the case, like, I didn't want to fall off the wagon this time. I've just yeah, it was bad enough doing it once. Yeah, it would be too disheartening. So what I'm doing different this time around, to stick to it, I'd say like, I have watched a lot more like documentaries and videos. I'm gonna get some more books, like the popular ones like Such Solution, reread 80-10-10, part of a few vegan communities on like Facebook, so it's just nice to know like you're not the only one doing this, because it's a bit maddening sometimes when you feel like you need support but no one in your life is like on the same page as you. Obviously I kind of want to start a channel just to kind of hold me accountable for my actions, as I did in the last time around. Like, obviously, like, my friends and my parents knew that I was doing this, but I didn't really have anyone to hold me accountable. Like, one of my best friends is vegetarian, but there's no one that's vegan, so I just kind of feel like if I post it out there, like, it's something to hold myself accountable with, if that makes any sense. I also feel like it's not just a journey for like my diet. I kind of also want it to be like a self-improvement journey. Like, I'm going through a few things in life right now, so as well as cleaning out my diet and educating myself about the ethical treatment of animals, I want to also like be a better person. So not murdering animals counts, but also want to like take up meditation and yoga and get into fitness more, just everything, just be a better person really. So yeah, just feel like this is a good outlet. Just it'll be nice to look back and see how far I've come in a couple of years. Even if no one watches this, it's just kind of like, for me really. Obviously this is not the most educational vegan video, but there's a lot of them out there. You just have to search. I'd recommend Gary Yourofsky, the best speech you've ever heard, if you don't know anything about veganism, but obviously if you're you and all that new to it. Yeah, so hopefully in time, as I get more educated about everything, I can start posting, you know, more educational videos. I don't know how often I'm gonna post. It's really awkward for me to be in front of a camera. But yeah, thanks for anyone who's still watching, and I'll see you later. Vegan journey, why I went vegan in the first place, and why I'm